Okay, welcome guys. So we're going to do the September message. I'm going to talk a little bit about vaccines because it's coming up. We posted something on the group yesterday as well from Peter. And also, you know, obviously they're gearing up for the vaccine, and I've actually channeled the COVID vaccine. But I'm going to channel a little bit more about something else as well. So I'm going to put that all in one message next week. So I just want to give you the September message, but I'll put it out early next week, probably Monday, Tuesday. Because it's you know, the vaccine agenda is approaching, and we all need to just be a little bit aware, because actually, as I explained before, it's co-creative consciousness is the game here. So it doesn't matter about anything else, dark, light, you know, and we've all discussed many times that it's the same energy. The light is always working in the dark and vice versa. It cannot be divided. The same as unconditional love does not divide between the two or judge. So, you know, there is an agenda going from both ends of the polarity, okay? So what's going to happen is the only way we will fall into the trap of staying in the old ways is through our co-creative consciousness. So when you hear these messages, it's just to bring the awareness forward that you already know deep within your heart. And as soon as that comes forward into your consciousness, as in 3D, then that obviously starts to change co-creative consciousness anyway. So it is a game of behind the scenes, who can we program the quickest? So again, it's a programming with right information, and it's not really programming, it's just remembering against misinformation. Okay, so you know, like Spirit have always said, you know, and this came back to from one thing in my 20s, and I always remember this very, very clearly, and it was everything that they tell you, do the opposite. And I'm talking about the government, the medical, all the rest of it. If they're telling you something, look at the reverse, the 180-degree reverse, and then you will find your truth if you look at it backwards or you look at it as a reverse, because there's always a polarity resonance going on. So there's got the truth and misinformation, okay? Now, because we have been stripped within our DNA and our universal awareness and consciousness, it's very, very hard for us to access that. And this is why we talk about being like a free-range slave planet, as Corey Good likes to talk about. It's a good terminology, actually. You know, again, but it's all part of the experience. But that's the only way that they can control us, is through shutting down the way the light comes into the body. And this is what this new vaccine of COVID is all about. Now, vaccines generally, they're designed to keep you in fear, stuck in 3D. They push stress in the body. They're overproduction of adrenaline, which puts more stress on the immune system. Now, there's codes and belief systems attached to the poisons, which cause havoc in the body and actually program you to pick up more harmful bacteria and viruses. Okay, so there's a nervousness and sadness around the bug they inject, which stops you from getting into your own feelings. Okay, now they work like receptor cells, drawing more harmful bacteria and toxins into the body. Okay, so when you have a vaccine, what it will do is it will basically saturate the cells with like a toxic residue, like this darkness. It basically kills it off, takes it over. And this stops life force or real light that comes into the body to sustain our spiritual development. And this is actually what actually takes over the body. So they're designed to keep you operating on about 20% life force, 20%, designed to keep you confused and sick. Okay, so you know, this whole agenda around vaccines is really taking a turn now. And I've got some I've channeled the MMR, the measles, mumps and rubella, and I'll share that with you. I'll share that with you next week as well, with the COVID, and you'll be blown away by what this virus does. And it's sort of a little bit in alignment with what was posted yesterday, with some different information as well. Because you know, these vaccines are there to ultimately block our realignment with ourselves, with the light coming in. Okay, and that is why we did. That's why we had we did the smallpox. And I know a lot of people the smallpox and tuberculosis. And I know a lot of people sort of gave some feedback about the experiences they had. So we'll see what we can do with that as well, and I'll talk to Spirit and see if we can do another live activation or cleanse or clearing, shall we say, of the etheric imprint of these viruses, and see what comes up. And I'm actually going to be doing a lot more on viruses for my second book anyway, because it seems to be coming up a lot more now, and getting more into bacteria and viruses and toxins, because there's a lot of information out there, and it's very, very good. And the good thing is that if you change the morphogenic field or the etheric imprint, it actually removes it from the physical body. You don't have the receptor cells. So yes, we can do the physical detox as well, but really we need to start the energy at the foundation first. So we'll be showing a little bit of that soon as well. Okay, the light keeps flicking at the back. It's interesting. I don't know if anyone can else see that. Let's bear it again. Okay, hello. So a few people have mentioned about the base chakra activation. Now, obviously that's been put up at the front of the group. I didn't do that, and I don't know why that's happened. Well, I do know what's happened. Obviously, Spirit wants us to do it again, because you're meant to keep doing that, because the divine feminine is now coming back on the planet in force. Definitely the last 6 weeks, I've really noticed it. Even the channelings are changing. We're bringing more of the feminine messages through. So what we want to say is that got off topic. That light keeps behind, keeps getting me. So the base chakra, just do it a few times, okay? Because it's the energy is trying to find polarity. Now thoughts are becoming very magnetized, and actually in this message as well, and I've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks. I just want to mention it again, that everything, as I'm seeing it, polarity or oscillation is becoming it's a funneling now. So anything you put out is coming straight back to you. Boom, 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 boom. And that's what I said last week, is that the more dark intention that's being put out there, like these vaccines agenda, New World Order, microchipping, all the rest of it, blah, 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 the more they try to push that now, the more it's going to slap them in the face, because they are trying to hold on to something that doesn't exist anymore. It's not part of the 4D model that we're moving into. Now, the 4D is going to bring its whole other experiences, and there will still be negativity in that experience, obviously. But that's, that's the next phase, and it doesn't even need to be discussed now. And I don't even have that much information on it just yet anyway. So really just stay focused with what's going on right now, and not worrying about too much about where we're going. Just be in the moment, because you can only receive what you need in any given moment. And just, taking the information. And like I said, I've been trailing through some of the groups, hearing different messages from people. And there's still a lot of people in this new age talk about 5D and ascension process and all that. Now, yes, there's a part of that, but like I said, just be focused on 3. We're moving into 4D, not 5D, and I've said that before, because you can't go through a whole density of consciousness where like I said, you spend hundreds of lives in 4D. Who knows how many you're going to spend there? So you can't bypass a whole density of consciousness and go into 5D. It just doesn't work that way. And also, I want to explain a bit more about this ascension, because people are still saying ascension. Now, yes, we are shifting consciousness. We are moving into a vibration. And as I said before, we already exist in 4D, 5D, 6D. We're multidimensional beings, so threads of your own consciousness are plugged in already there. So if you're already there, where do you need to ascend to? So the point of this is that getting out of this, I need to go somewhere, where everything is, you need to stand still and stop going everywhere, because only then will you find the present moment. Only then can you remember all that you know, and only then will you actually be able to embrace third dimensional reality, because everyone is trying to go out and get this spiritual development, this ascension, and they're forgetting about their multidimensional trauma, their subconscious, their soul patterns. And this is why you see people go all the way to the top and then they fall again. And you see a lot of people in the New Age movement, they project, especially if they've come from a corporate background, they've got that sales pitch, they know how to sell it, and then they fall because they haven't balanced their 4-body system. So again, just be in the moment. Listen to these messages from Spirit, because they're very accurate and they're very timely now, and they will assist you to assist yourself. Okay, but really there is nowhere to ascend to. What we're doing is we're removing the onion, the layers of the onion. Okay, We're already perfect, we're already multidimensional, we're already everywhere. So there's nowhere to ascend to. And also, if you tell someone they've got to ascend somewhere, again, it's the mind going, oh my God, another rules, I've got to do another year of meditation, I've got to go and do 10 more courses. No, you don't. Now, I wrote this in my book and I just share this, and it's actually came from Amun Min as well. And he explained about the mystery schools. Now, the mystery schools are very damaging. Again, we see them as something esoteric and to achieve and to follow, that we're going to get this enlightenment. But actually, I can't remember the name. I know the name, but I can't pronounce it. One of the kings, basically. I'm not even going to try and say it. It's not coming out. So one of the kings told the Egyptians, basically, there was just one God, as in, the one being, right? Now, the Egyptians had many gods. Now, what happened is this caused chaos, confusion, and eruption. So what he did is he created the mystery schools. Now, the mystery schools were there to mystify the minds of men, to take what they already knew in their heart out and put it into the head. Okay, this was just to placate the whole arena. So they had to find their way back through. But actually, it was actually created through chaos. It was created through people not being able to resonate with the truth and belief systems. So again, the information that you follow and the people you listen to, you must have real discernment. And even when I'm speaking, you need to take in what I say and feel it in your heart. Don't just take it in your head, feel it in your heart. All information should resonate in your heart. Then you know it's true. Because the only true guide you have in this life, because we're in an illusion full of misinformation, the only true guide is your feelings. Now, most people don't get into their feelings or even trust their intuition. So this is why it's important for us to stay grounded and work on our emotional bodies first. Yes, it's tiring, it's slow. It doesn't have to be, especially now because the energies are much faster. But you have to do the basics first, the foundation. Okay, and that's really important. And the reason I'm saying it is because, like I said, I've been going through all the groups on Facebook, and I'm just noticing different, people out there, sort of. And there's a lot of good information coming through as well. I must say, I'm really impressed because the New Age movement did sort of go a little bit crazy on its head there for a while. So just be aware of what you take in, okay? Right, so I'm going to read the September message. Okay. So I channeled this morning, so very in time. So again, this came through. It's a combination of the Viridians and the Algorians, and I've spoken about them, this message. So it's come from the male and female aspects, okay? We would like you to pause for a moment and reflect on how far you have come in life, how many lessons learnt, how much knowledge gained. Take a moment to feel this, and once you feel it, capitalize on that energy and ask, what do I need to learn now? What is still holding me back that may be unconscious to me? Do I still suffer in silence? Do I bend over backwards to someone else's will? And how does that serve me? This month is about reorganizing yourself, getting in touch with your innermost feelings, letting go of all that doesn't serve you any longer, opening up to your potential. This 6-month lockdown we have been through has brought you to a place of inner and outer communication, getting in touch with the inner voice and not resting on your laurels. You cannot and will not go back to the old ways. So anyone banking on this should reevaluate their projections. Excuse me. Holding on to the old ways will only bring you upset and confusion, because you are resisting your soul's path of change. We are in a 2-year, 2020, and this is all about cycles, moving, adapting, change, fluid in nature across all 4 bodies. That's the physical, mental, emotional, and soul bodies. Staying stagnant or in the old ways doesn't allow you freedom of expression, nor does it really give you any confidence about your future. If you stay in your minds, you will be at the whim of your leaders and their propaganda. The questioning of their leadership is already occurring across the planet, because even the most detached human being that hangs on every word of their leaders can now finally feel, see, and experience that there is something fundamentally wrong with your planet and how it is run. You are scapegoats in a way for many genetic experiments with many different collective frequencies, and this has also created a lot of havoc in your societies and your own emotional bodies. However, as you move into fourth density, the intensity of such operations will reduce, allowing you to come into alignment with off-planet cultures. Be mindful of what you project outwardly, because oscillation is narrowing, and what you put out will sling straight back to you. So focusing on higher ideals, higher principles, should be a daily practice. You may be directed to work on the sacral chakra also, and any mother or feminine unresolved issues will most likely come to your attention. So this is about, the feminine's coming in, so it's asking you to heal the feminine within you. Okay, this is really important. So focus on those patterns you have with others. What is the other person mirroring back to me that I am not seeing? So again, this is your friends, your colleagues, your partners. Everything is always a mirror universe. We need to really be aware now and step out and observe what's actually happening in our dialogue with each other and our experiences. But it will, if you take that intention to come out and you talk to your soul, you'll start to see things more abstractly in your life. It's quite a different feeling. So it's there. Everyone can access this now. All right. So start getting inquisitive, and your souls will show you all you need to know. If you don't feel safe or feel secure, or feel insecure, or issues of security, financial, etc., then do the base chakra meditation. Also sit in the base chakra in your meditations and talk to it, and let the fear come up. If you feel like change, moving, or getting a new job, or even a new partner, then this year and this month you should follow that feeling by embracing the two energy of cycles. Okay, so this is why they've put the base chakra at the front. I know Spirit have done that because, like I said, you need to come back into the feminine. The feminine is coming full force now in the last 6 weeks, 2 months. It's been coming on anyway, but I'm feeling it a lot more in the last couple of months. And the base chakra is the male chakra. And if you listen to the activation, you'll explain it. So I won't explain it all now if you haven't done it already, but do it a couple of times. And this is going to start bringing a foundation of security into most people, because also obviously the COVID with all the job losses and even people I'm talking to right now is listening to this are going to have going through some financial upheaval. So that of course will generate fear or worry if you haven't processed the emotional body. So just use that activation. That feminine brings unconditional love like you've never experienced. Well, we have experienced it, but not for many lives on this planet. So really just trust that feeling to come through. And that's going to start giving you that foundation then to go into more of this stuff that we're talking about. All right, guys. So lovely to speak to you, and I will be on with the vaccines Monday, Tuesday next week. All right, all the best. Take care.